Time out though, quickly.
Yeah.
I was wearing this Hermès. I have multiple to choose from. I thought this one maybe went because of the blues and the
Yeah, I
gray.
like that. It's very neutral and
Hermès.
colorful at the same
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
Again, with this bullshit, neutral and colorful at the same time. What the fuck is that? Blah, blah. We gotta be on it.
I know, but you're like,
I'm what? Performing for the camera? Let me live. Let me live. Get it out now so it doesn't happen. Let me know when I can go.
yeah. Okay. And scene.
Welcome back to Hustle and Schmear. I'm Jason Salstein.
And I'm Liz Cohen.
Today, we are talking about how to emotionally recover from being denied a Birkin or a Kelly.
Or worse, being offered one in a color you didn't ask for. Because apparently, even disappointment is exclusive.
This episode is a masterclass in the most elusive, confusing, and slightly psychotic shopping experience known to man called Hermès.
We're talking quotas, waitlist, essay relationships, and the unspoken art of pretending you don't want the bag so you can actually get the bag.
And joining us is someone who doesn't just understand the game, she wrote the rules.
Debra Kent, founder of Mighty She, is one of the top Hermès resellers in the world. She's been in the business for over 20 years.
Knows every leather, every stitch, every trick, and at one point she was even blacklisted from the stores.
Okay, which honestly is iconic.
Today, we're breaking down everything from how to get a Birkin, what really matters, exotic skins, hardware options, resale secrets, and whether any of this actually makes sense or sense.
Spoiler, it doesn't. But it's fabulous, and I want one or two or even three or four.
Please welcome the one and only Debra Kent.
Hi guys, excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
And before we even get into it, though, what's your coffee order? What's your go-to beverage?
I don't even have coffee anymore. My major drink now is an unsweetened hot cocoa with coconut milk at night. That's it.
Okay, I love it. Can I just say, Deborah, this is an exciting topic for me because I love Hermès. I have a lot of lady friends and men. Like, everyone loves Hermès.
True mystique.
I have so many questions. I'm so excited to talk to you, but I'm going to let Jason.
Let's get into it. Deborah and I have known each other for, I would say, almost 15 years.
At least.
Deborah, how did you first get into the world of Hermès? Let's take it back.
My mother was a real style icon. You know Cunningham, who used to photograph the women in the streets
Bill.
that had true style?
Yeah.
He invariably photographed my mom for the New York Times.
No, love that.
My mom was like a Hermès freak from a very, very young age. She was collecting Hermès way before Sex and the City came on with that red Birkin. And the clothing, the vintage clothing, the bags. So I sort of grew up with that, with her. I used to be a commodity broker for many years, which set me up to not be afraid to work without a salary and to understand customers. From there, I branched into selling on eBay.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So that was back in the day. I had a few life situations and I had to start doing something. I started with weather vanes, believe it or not. My stepfather was a premier dealer of early American folk art and weather vanes. So I started out with that. I started telling all the women what I was doing. They consigned everything to me. And then my mom somehow met somebody and I got my first Birkin.
Oof.
And I will never forget it. It was a 35 centimeter blue jean.
Wow.
It was gorgeous. And I hung on to it and it didn't sell. And a reseller called me and said, I'll buy it from you. I'm a reseller. I said, all right. And then I watched what she sold it for. I said, aha. And the bulb went off. And I never did that again. I held on to every bag. And from there, I just built up a huge collection, 25 plus years.
Wow.
Hermès is a fashion house started in Paris in 1837 by Thierry Hermès, specializing in saddlery and harnesses. Then it became more than fashion. Did you know that it was the creme de la creme of quality and craftsmanship?
I think the customer was more the affluent woman who understood Hermès, knew something about the history of Hermès, and pursued that. As I learned about Hermès, I learned about how the bags were made, how the clothing was made, how the designs came by, what it took to make a scarf. You just become enthralled with the line, because otherwise it doesn't really mean that much if you're doing it just for the status, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. And even learning about this, because my entryway was scarves. This was during the pandemic. It was when it was on Madison, but in a different location. Now it's like this whole little home, which is a beautiful space. I thought what was interesting was learning about the scarves, and each one had such detail and it was just so beautiful. I'm curious. So you're selling on eBay.
Yes.
How did it sort of pick up? Where did you think could be a business?
Oh, right. When I was still on eBay, because at that time it was the only platform. There were no other platforms. There was no First Dibs. People didn't have their own websites at that time. There was only eBay. And there were maybe 7 of us that were doing authentic bags. I mean, I got it right away. Right after that first 35 centimeter blue jean that I let go for a song, I got it. It never happened again.
Plus what that reseller bought it from you and what they resold it back in
I
the
believe
day?
at the time, if I recall correctly, I probably paid about 6 or 7 for the bag. And I think she bought it from me for about 12 or 10. And she had it listed then for like 19 or 18, and it sold.
Now, what would that bag cost, and what would you have sold it
You're
at?
looking at about 14 or 15 now in the store.
Double.
And I would be selling that bag today probably for about 35 to 38,000.
Now, that's blue jean, which is a very popular color, but sometimes doesn't always get made. Is that right?
Correct. There are colors that go in and out. For a long time, blue jean wasn't even produced at all. It was recently reintroduced again, sort of as new blue jean, but it's the same color. But they didn't make it for many, many years. So those colors become premium upon premium upon premium. It's really changed so much. Now you get neutrals that are the premium bags. Then you get the one-offs that are triple premium bags. The bags are very expensive today, not only because they've gone up in the store, but also because what you have to do to get a bag. The whole dynamic has really changed.
And that leads us to our next question. What is the Hermès game? How does a woman walk into Hermès and get offered a bag? Because what I'm hearing is that people need to spend an X amount of money before they're even offered a leather good item.
It's a little complicated. In the 2010s, Hermès started setting quotas that they were adhering to. And then a few years ago, the quota wasn't as strict, and then all of a sudden they tightened up again. Very strict now. So you can't just walk into a store and say, oh, I want a bag, and get a bag. Today, you have to spend on average maybe $15,000 to $25,000 just to get a basic bag. However, there's no guarantee, right? They don't promise you anything. You may not get offered a bag. There's no guarantee you're going to get a bag.
Is it true that some people who spend money on jewelry might be looked at as a better client and offered?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
Because Hermès really understands a customer who comes in who really has a deep love for the brand, as opposed to somebody who wants to just get the orange box and have the excitement of being on social media with their bag. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Whichever boat you float is great.
Yeah.
But with Hermès, you can be somebody who may not be the biggest spender in the room, right? But you may get offered those really special bags, or have an opportunity to order one of those very special bags, because they understand that you authentically have a deep love for Hermès and an understanding and a curiosity about the brand.
I mean, I'm curious how you show that. That's got to be challenging, and it feels harder and harder.
I mean, Liz authentically loves the bag, but she doesn't want to spend $30,000 on jewelry and shoes before.
Well, the thing is, whether she works through somebody like me who procures for people, or whether you work directly with the store, at the end of the day, that is what it's going to cost you.
Exactly.
Some people will end up buying a whole bunch of things they don't love with the hopes of being offered a bag. Look, Hermès produces very limited amount of bags on the market. They're brilliant at that. They've always done it. To them, it's all about the craftsmanship, right? The expertise of what goes into their product.
The allure, right?
Yes.
The allure is you can't just go in and get. It's not mass produced. You can't go see it online and then the next day you're like, boop, no matter how much money you have, which is kind of interesting, right?
It's also just creating that unbelievable level of demand.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Especially for the really special bags, like the bespoke bags, the one-of-ones, all those.
Can we talk a little bit about that? I would love to know, Jason, maybe you know about this, or Deborah, you can tell me what's a good starter bag? How do you know when something's special? Is it the color? Is it the type of leather? What does that look like? Or is it just personal preference?
To me, if somebody's getting a starter bag, like their first bag, it's whatever color and leather speaks to them because it's their very first step into the journey.
Entry wise, where would you recommend? What do you think is a good starter bag? And then I would love to know some specialty items.
I think a good starter bag, if somebody isn't looking at a Birkin or a Kelly, is a Pinkerton
Yeah, those are great.
or an Evelyn.
Yeah.
Because those are classic, they're timeless, they're just terrific bags to
Great
have.
shapes, yeah.
And at the end of the day, you got some value in it as well. It's not a huge value like a Birkin or a Kelly, but you got value in it if you decide you'd like to part with that one to upgrade to something else. So you get a little value that holds on to that. I love the Constance bag, for example. I just think it's
Those are so lovely. But
a
those
crazy, beautiful
it's okay.
bag.
Lauren?
The hardest bag to make, by the way.
Now, the Constance is the one with the large H clasp. It
Yes.
had a double gusset back in the day. It has a single gusset now, I believe. Are women coming to you because they just want a certain color and they know exactly, and they don't care about spending the extra?
They don't care about sending the extra to get any style that they want in the color that they desire. So it doesn't matter if it's an Evelyn or if it's a Birkin or a Kelly. But a lot of people come to me to get their very first bag. And it really depends on their lifestyle, which way we're going to go. Some women that are not are Kelly women. I'm a Kelly woman, right?
What makes a Kelly woman? I want to know.
I think the lines, because I find it very feminine, the bag, especially the cellier, which I think that the Kelly cellier was just born standing up. I really love that bag very, very much. So I prefer a Kelly.
Okay.
I know it's not as easy to open. You got to kind of turn the toggle if you want to close it, but I just love the lines of the Kelly. They really speak to me.
See, a lot of people love the Kelly, especially since people like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen gravitate towards the Kelly. It's that I'm young, but I'm going to wear that older, sophisticated top
Yes.
versus that soft.
Exactly. And the Birkin's like that too. And so the garden party bag.
Well, those are kind of
And they made mini ones too. They made mini.
Yes, and those are fabulous bags.
Yeah,
And let me
they-
tell you, it's the same concept. Today, you have a lot of really young people that are resellers in the market. They don't really understand the colors. They don't even know the colors sometimes. They barely know the leathers. And then there are people like me in the business. There's very few of us left. We procure for people. I mean, we really help people.
you an expert because it's like you're building trust, particularly on the secondhand market. I don't want to go to somebody who can't even tell me what the leather is. And
Well, you would imagine, but you'd be surprised.
yeah.
You know, and that's the other thing. I don't advertise. I'm all word of mouth. I really have been so fortunate to help so many people start on their Hermès journey. And they've all continued with me through the years. Whenever they're ready for the next bag, they call me.
Deborah.
And we help them to procure these crazy bags. And then, of course, with my team, we get bags that I can't even have on the website because nobody but myself, my client, and Hermès know the bag even exists.
Those are custom orders.
Those are like one of one, bespoke, highly limited bags on the market. And I work with a lot
More
of
exciting than
celebrities.
007. I mean,
There you
A
go.
blue box. Every Hermes bag has a different stamp on it to identify the leather, the skin, and the inside, who made it, and what year. And then there are some bags that used to be made out of skin that no longer are made. And everybody is talking right now whether Kim K was wearing the elephant Birkin, but elephant skin was made back in the day. And it's no longer
Very rarely.
very rare. Well, back in the day, there's no snake except I remember one snake walked down the John Paul Gaultier runway.
Yes.
And then I also believe I saw was never made in production translucent crocodile as well. What's the rarest Hermes bag you've ever held or procured for someone?
Let me tell you about the one I can tell. Elephant skin. Yes. It was vintage though. Vintage, very old. Very old. That was my most rare skin bag that I was able to procure for a customer.
Can you tell us what that bag would go for now on the resale market?
Oh, today that bag is worth probably about $350,000.
And would you consider that more rare than the Himalayan crocodile, which is the white to gray crocodile?
To find?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There were a handful of elephant skins made. And then talking about the Himalaya, what's even more rare than the white Himalaya is what they call the Gris Cendré, which is the gray Himalaya, which is absolutely beautiful.
Ever dealt with any croc and diamond bags?
Yes, I've sold a few.
The shortcut to getting that, or maybe not a shortcut, but you have two paths, right? You've either got to build this relationship with the SA at Hermès or find someone as amazing as you, Debra, to help curate and take us on a journey. How are you building those relationships as someone coming into this? What is a way that you can do that?
I don't buy from just anybody.
Okay.
I'm very, very insane about where my bags come from because there's a lot of super fakes. That's a whole different conversation.
I know.
On the market. One of the reasons that my customers are loyal to me is because they know that I am insane about where my bags come from. So there is no question about my bags at all. Most of them come from boutiques all around the world. I work on consignment with customers that I know, that I vetted, that I know where they buy their bags from, that I know the provenance. That's the most important thing for me, is I have to know the provenance of my bags. That's one area where people really trust me and know that they're going to get the real deal.
The
Right.
team of snipers that you have that are buying the bag directly from Hermès, per se, how do you encourage them to continue a relationship with an SA to get what they want? How do you get a bag without spending?
Oh, there's no such thing, Jason. Even for the best of the best, you got to spend. Let me give you an example. I know somebody who does shopping, gets the most beautiful selection of bespoke bags that you can imagine. But that's consistently showing up. That's consistently showing your curiosity and your interest and your love of the brand. And they have been able to, she as a client has been able to procure bags that are magnificent and rare and very limited with a reasonable spend.
Right.
Not an out of control
I
spend.
think you've got to stick with a person. I think where I went wrong, well, not where I went wrong. Initially, when I was first doing my Evelyns and my Picatins and whatever, I had a lovely essay. And then she ended up moving and didn't stick with Hermès. And then since then, Debra, it's like I'm a lost puppy. And
Start that relationship is so hard. Now you got to find somebody that clicks with you and that you can click with.
oh, I know. So I think I found someone in the meatpacking, but I don't know, Debra. She's not as fabulous
It's
as
a
you.
challenge. And they've become more strict today since you probably purchased. That's the other problem.
Oh,
They have become crazy strict now because now there's a wish list.
of course.
Going in the store back in the day in Madison Avenue, I was with my mother. We saw a waffle rouge Kelly. It was in the window. Buki said, "Sure, we can sell it to you." Yeah, those days are over. Now, every time you go in and you actually see a bag, you get so frustrated by seeing the little sign,
It's not
display
for sale.
only. Yeah.
Yes, they make you suffer to get it, you know.
Are there mistakes that you can make as buyers of Hermès or first-time buyers? Anything that we should be looking to avoid?
I would avoid spreading myself too thin. I would avoid going from store to store, trying to build a relationship with this SA and that SA. I would find somebody I click with and who clicks with me, and I would just start small and keep going.
Got it.
And I would buy shoes, and I would buy some home goods.
Ooh, home goods.
Yes.
Okay.
I would go and then buy some home goods, little bit of jewelry, ask a lot of questions about the new collections, show a lot of interest and excitement about what's going on with the brand. Because that's really what they want to see. If you come into the store with a twilly on your handle, they hate it. They love it when they see customers actually carrying their bags, using their bags, because that's when they believe the beauty of the leather comes out.
Why is there such a craze now than ever before? Honestly, with social media, the unboxing, the people posing with their bags, people taking pictures of the bag just on a chair.
It's a bit much.
Like their whole identity and status revolves around a bag that they're holding. And I get it. I'm a handbag designer. I specialize in exotics. I understand the power of the purse. But there comes a time where women are not wearing the bag and the bag is wearing them. Could you talk a little bit about this craziness that's going on?
How does it impact the brand and the resale?
It's a difficult situation on each side of the coin, right? Hermès doesn't like people like us in the business, although they really do love me.
Right.
And people like me. Because when I first started in the business, a 35 centimeter croc bag was 17 grand all in. Today it's over 70 for a 35, right?
Right.
How did the price go up that quickly? It was because people like us really respected the brand, but they saw how much we were selling bags for and kept raising the prices very quickly. Now you have this whole generation of people that have come in,
Right.
and everything is tied in with the status of Hermes. The great thing in a way, I think, as I'm going through this answer with you, isn't it kind of great that Hermes has been so brilliant in their marketing that is still the bag that people identify with as a must-have in their wardrobe that they've arrived. It's great.
Yeah.
You don't feel that with the Chanel bag of what goes into an Hermes bag. It does not go into those other brands.
No, 10 people touch the bag, use machinery. Those stitches are
Yes.
by
They
hand.
don't have a linen stitch that's waxed and double knotted in the back, and it's going to last for generations if you look after it.
There was a time where Chanel coated their CCs 14 karat gold. Now it's
Nothing.
white metal. Hermes hardware is brass. Just the leathers alone, forget the exotics, or the highest grade quality. I mean, you can
we talk a little bit about the leathers? I'd love to go through the different types of leathers.
Debra, talk about Chev and Swift and what's good for running around versus what's delicate and what's special. What are people wanting? What's the trend?
Okay, so the most phenomenal leather ever is Barenia, whether it's the smooth saddle leather or the Faubourg, which they now make with the texture, which is an incredible leather. I have a customer who spilled salad dressing on her Barenia Faubourg bag. She called me back a few hours later. She said it's gone.
Wow.
The bag absorbed the oil. It is a leather that you can wear to death. It gets beaten up beautifully. It wears in great. It breaks in great. And then, of course, is box leather, which is
correct.
not as delicate as you would think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I
Love
have a
box
box
leather.
leather, Kelly, that I bought maybe 20 years ago. Vintage,
Wow.
no less, at the time.
Yeah.
At least pre-owned. And it still looks fabulous.
Okay. Box leather.
So does it mark? Yes, it does.
Right.
You have to be a little bit careful with it, but it doesn't mark as much as you think it would. The way that it breaks in and wears and the patina that it gets, like Barenia leather, is incredible. Then you have the chevre leather, which to me, the grain is natural, but it's very exotic. So I love the leather. It's very strong. It'll last you forever. It takes color beautifully. It's one of the reasons that they use chevre, but they don't use that much anymore. Now they use Epsom to absorb color. Epsom is hand stamped. It's a good leather. It holds the shape of the bag nicely, which is nice. And then you have your workhorses like Togo and Clemence and those leathers that people gravitate towards because they're more familiar with them.
You were blacklisted for Hermes. Did that validate your business? Did it change your business approach? What was that all about?
Well, believe it or not, I ordered a bleaching 30 Birkin.
That day it came back around.
Order at the store. That was the one I wanted. And I went in one day to check on the bag, and I was kind of told that I was blacklisted. I said, what? And he said, well, I can't really use the word because it's not legal. He said, but yeah, we've been told you can't buy any bags. This is the only bag that I ever went in and purchased here. The only one. So it turns out that somebody had told him that I was in the business. He really liked me, this guy. He was a cutie. And I said, well, who was it? He said, I can't tell you. I said, of course you can. Me, I'll never say a word. So he told me. I burst out laughing. He said, why are you laughing? I said, because they're in the business. So yeah, that's how I got blacklisted. Nobody there loves me. It's very sad.
Oh, so now you can't go buy bags direct.
No.
Would you ever tell a woman to deny a bag? Would you say any bag that comes out of that shop is worth something more than regular ticket price?
Very rarely would I say that. Once in a blue moon, I may say that. But it also depends what you want. There's certain bags that just won't get you a very substantial profit. And there are other bags that will. It's just really that simple. If you're happy making something, then I would say you could probably take almost any bag you get offered. The most comfortable bag to carry is the Bolide.
The dome-shaped bag. Yeah.
Ooh, I like
Yes,
that.
it's the most comfortable bag to carry. It's comfortable when you wear it crossbody, on your shoulder, by hand. It's just a really comfortable bag, easy to open. Just a little tip.
Rumor has it that some stores are easier to get bags than others. Is it based on if it's a franchise store, for instance, in St. Bart's versus an Hermes-owned store in the Wynn Hotel?
Maybe, but I think that's changing a lot too.
Yeah.
I really do. I think this is one of the hardest periods to get bags. Based on my observation of all the years in business and what clients are telling me, is that now you track worldwide. So they know what you bought, where you bought it, what color you got, what style you got.
Are people into big bags like hacks, and are people into small, mini, I can't even put my phone in it? What are people really asking for?
I would say that men are really into the big power bags now. They're really getting into like the Hack 40, 50.
It's all on the athletes, right?
I just found a 60 Berenia leather hack. 60,
Wow.
which is unheard of today. It's so beaten up and fabulous. Just waiting for the right person.
How much will that sell for? A 60 Berenia, probably from the 70s, I would imagine.
Yes, or the 80s. I'm going to say that that bag is probably going to be about 45.
And how do people contact you? You have an Instagram, you have social media.
Mighty Chic, one word, .com.
You're on First Dibs as well.
I'm the premier dealer for First Dibs in their fashion line.
Okay, we're getting into Schmooze Fest, Jason.
Okay.
Who's best?
Quick, fun, rapid fire questions to get to know you a little bit more. Are you ready? Debra, the most ridiculous thing someone has bought just to get offered a bag.
Oh my God. A canoe.
No. Plot twist.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the craziest Birkin or Kelly combo that you've seen in terms of like leather and color?
Crazy, one I loved or one I didn't like?
Both.
God. Okay, so one I don't love is for some reason black with orange
Okay.
in a skin. It's not my favorite combination.
Right.
Little too
I like the most-
Halloweeny. Little too
Yeah.
Halloweeny.
Little too, but that's me. Fabulous combination that I've seen. I haven't seen it yet, but this is what I would think it would be. I think it would be a silver metallic Constance with a gold H,
Oh, that would be lovely.
or a white Birkin with diamonds.
Okay, sign me up, Debra.
Now the silver with gold, we call that electric, right?
Yeah, they're doing that now as a combination with the turnkey is.
Yeah.
But I would like the leather in silver metallic and the big H to be in gold.
Gold.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the color that everyone thinks they want but shouldn't get?
No such thing.
Okay. Good answer. We asked this already, but quota bag math. How much do you really have to spend to get in the game?
Realistically, based on my experience with customers, what they've told me, 15 to 25 for a leather, and about for skin, 50-ish plus. And for something really special, you could spend up to 500.
Wow. It's a lot of
Wow.
canoes. A lot
Yeah.
of canoes. Okay. The psychology of the Hermès client. I feel like you've met a lot of people probably. Any commonality, any kookiness?
I think most of them really just understand that it's an art. The bag is a piece of art. And the more unique the piece is, the more they absolutely love it. They want all the Hermès has something about the colors they have, right?
Yeah.
And people understand that. And then there's the other customer who really just wants an orange box experience, no matter what. And I think that's great too. I really do.
It's like first class. Once you try fly first,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
never
really, I
want
have no
anything
judgment.
else.
Go back. You can't
I
go
have no
back.
judgment how people want to go about it.
If you can't get a bag and you accept that you have to go to a reseller, what is the entry level to get a bag from you?
An Evelyn,
Okay.
roughly 4,000, something like that. Yeah.
And they can come in fun colors. And they're a fun little bag to wear around town.
Would you say it's the most demanding? New York customers?
By far.
I'm
Yeah.
walking here. Get me an Hermès bag, Debra.
Well, it's just there's an expectation, and capital gets you a lot in New York. Okay.
Ultimately, you can get what you want, but you may not get the color you want.
Right, exactly.
That's the thing. You may not get the color you want. And you don't want to wait 3 years to get it.
Right, exactly right. Okay, the
Here I
rise
am.
of exotic skins again, which I know is, it's a little controversial, but is it trend or is it forever?
Forever. And it's not controversial, really.
I want to hear your take.
First of all, every skin that comes in has a sites, right? For the Fish and Wildlife. Okay.
This is a certificate, everybody, designated by Fish.
Since they started all that, the population of those reptiles has actually gone up quite a lot.
Most of those animals, the skin is just a byproduct and the meat is used. So ostrich, bag.
Correct.
So that's an ostrich burger.
These,
Thing to learn. Celebrity Hermès culture. Who gets it right?
they're one that really understands the brand and loves it. I'm not going to go there. I have a lot of celebrity customers and I respect all of them. I don't want to make one feel bad because I forgot to think about them.
All right, Jason, I think it's time for this or that.
All right, this or that, quick game of 10, 15 questions where it's choice A or B. Ready?
Okay.
Birkin or Kelly?
Kelly.
Gold hardware or palladium?
Gold. Always.
Togo or Epsom?
Berenia or box.
Okay. Black or gold, aka classic tan?
Black.
So black or Cellier ecru stitching, top stitch?
So black.
So black, which is black on black. Exotic or classic leather?
Exotic.
Mini Kelly or Kelly Pochette?
Kelly, mini Kelly. For me, Kelly Pochette for you.
If you weren't blacklisted, would you rather shop at Paris or the Madison Avenue flagship? Are you going to Madison Avenue or Rue Saint Honoré?
I know my answer. Yeah, of course. Paris. Nothing like that feeling.
Hey,
Well, here's what I will say, Deborah, even though I know we just met. I can tell your love of this brand
Thank you.
and that comes through to me. And so anyway, you can feel that in the way that you talk about it and the excitement. And I think that's contagious because then I get excited. Like, I want to hear more. I want to learn more. I get excited. Are we going to Nosh of the Day, Jason?
yeah, we're going to Nosh.
This is where we talk about recent favorite restaurants, recipes, where we want to go next. I have two that I want to shout out today.
Okay.
One is the Odeon. Apparently, everyone's watching the JFK Jr. Carolyn Bessette thing, love story. Now it's jam-packed and it's my favorite spot. And apparently, I'm not going to be able to walk in. Hopefully, that dies down. And then the other one, I was just in Austin for South by Southwest, and we had steak at J. Carver, this really old-timey steakhouse. Lovely, lovely wait staff. It was just delicious, fun, and a great vibe, and the ambiance was special. Jason, you're up.
Hey, last night I went to a restaurant for my friend Eric's birthday. Shout out Eric Spatzer, a friend of mine since first grade. We went to a place, and he lives up in Fort Lauderdale, called YOT, aka Yacht. Very good music being played with a DJ on a dock, basically. It had great fish dip, had some conch, and finished it off with a blackened mahi-mahi sandwich, I believe.
Yummy. And I'm surprised, Jason, because you're not into like a DJ vibe, but
It was, I didn't pick the place, but I'm glad I went. All
all right,
right.
Deborah.
Deb,
Okay, so I like mandolin. I love the outside garden feel. We eat early. We're early bird eaters. But I also love Avra in Sunny Isles.
I walk there. It's fabulous. And I say the bar is lovely too.
the Abra is located at Aqualina Resort and Spa
Yes.
on Collins
Yes.
Avenue.
Deborah, okay, we're very New York, Miami vibe. And I gotta know, what's your bagel order? Even if you're not eating bagels all the time, what's your go-to bagel order?
Smooth toasted, cream cheese, Nova, lemon, and capers.
Lemon. That's it. Okay. I
That's
like it,
correct.
Deborah.
Lemon on pizza is to die for too, by the way.
Lemon on pizza, like lemon.
Yeah, a girlfriend of mine taught it to me years ago. It cuts the greasiness of the cheese. It's delicious.
Wow. But wait, are you
You like it?
slicing it or are you just squeezing lemon
You
off?
just squeeze it on the slice.
Oh,
All right, it is our mitzvah of the day. A mitzvah of the day is a moment where we take a break from the hustle and spotlight
Okay.
everyday acts of kindness. Deborah, we think your service is quite a mitzvah, and I'm still in the fashion business. I think people look to accessories as it's a personal expression and it makes them feel good. What you're doing is making somebody feel good. That feeling that you get when you hold a purse. Liz, you could speak.
no, it does. Look, when you feel put together and you feel like you've got something that you really love and appreciate, like some kind of special bag, I think it just elevates your day and how you feel about yourself. And that is a mitzvah to kind of like walk out, bring that energy upon the world and pass it on. There is something special to that. Deborah, you're doing a lot of mitzvahs.
Yeah, but Deborah,
Well, thank you.
if there's a charity that you wanted to shout out or that you're a part of,
I am currently mentoring somebody to start into the business. I'm very excited about being able to pass that forward. I really am.
Oh, that's amazing.
what would you tell women who want to get into the business, just business in general? What's something you wish you would have known when you were younger, or you want to make sure that somebody who gets into the business knows ahead of time?
I would really have to have another conversation with you about my younger self. But women today, I would tell them get into the business with consignment. Do not open a store. Worst thing you can possibly do.
Yeah,
The overhead will kill your business.
right.
And keep it really streamlined and simple. Go into something you have an affinity for, that you understand, because then it's easier to sell it, because you'll be more authentic to people.
Okay, I like that. That's great advice.
Well, that's it for our show. Thank you, Debra Kent of Mighty Chic, for joining us. It was truly an honor. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Follow us on Instagram. You can follow Debra at Mighty Chic. You can find her at First Dibs. And if you reach out to us and we think that you're worthy, we'll connect you. Anyway, Debra, Liz,
Yes.
ladies, please read us out.
Okay, the hustle is real.
And the schmear is excellent.